basically what's happened is with votes and them taking a hard stand on email abuse, they've instructed us. It came via Lex to Anwar and then ultimately to the team leaders. They've asked us to ensure that nobody abuses the distribution list. They used to be sent off for jokes within teams and stuff like that. They ate up the bandwidth. People started to ignore important emails that were work related, and as a result, they were breakdown in processes, and it just created a huge problem. So from that perspective, what happened was Madran came down on us hard, and he said to us, if anybody is caught using distribution lists for other than the purpose it was intended, that person would face disciplinary hearing or disciplinary action. Now, in your case, because you're new to the team and the environment itself is pretty jovial, it may have come across as a joke initially, but the second offence now is obviously this coming through. And we just had a meeting now with Vanessa's team as well, and what came through from that meeting was something very positive. Basically, they came on hard on us with regards to why aren't the guys being trained properly, why isn't a proper procedure being followed, how come you guys are getting your email addresses before there's actual training going on, and we're confident in your abilities to manage your own mail. Like the fact that your mailbox was left open, you were basically responsible for that. So it came from your mailbox. If you are away from your PC at any stage, and corporate regulation states you are responsible for the data on your machine and for the management of that data, email sent from your mailbox, you are basically responsible for. So based on that, I have spoken to Melissa from HR. I've also asked one or two of the other HR ladies just to sort of advise me as to the best approach to this, because you're new here. You don't really know what's 100% correct, what's 100% wrong, and the guys sometimes may, in jokingly, create a problem for you. This is what's happened in this case. See, this particular email, what it says there is that you don't feel strongly about Brainose. Now, we have a number of colored people in the organization. Now, if that leaks out to anybody outside of the environment we're in, it could be construed as you trying to be a bit racist. Although it's not your intention, it didn't even come from you, from what I understand. Were you there when the mail was sent?
I'll tell you what happened. I was working with Pubalin at the back,
okay.
Alright? Then I got a call from Vinay. You were on my cell phone, they were playing around with me, messing around.
Vinay was on your machine?
Vinay was on my machine. Then I got a call from the lady downstairs who moved my vehicle. Okay? So before I moved my vehicle, Vinay came and asked me if I had remedy in my machine. I told him that I do have remedy. So he asked me if it's working. So I told him no, I've got remedy access. I've got an email stating that I have access, but I can't log on.
Sure.
So he said he'll configure it for me. Okay, so we went to the PC, I logged on, and he was working with Remedy trying to configure it with me.
Okay,
at that time,
why was Vinay working on your machine? He's not part of CIS.
I don't know why he was working on my machine.
Did he ask you?
Yes, he asked me, he wanted to check what's going on. He requested to come and see what is wrong with Remedy.
Okay,
alright?
Speak to him about that, because, see, the fact that he touched your machine basically means that he's outside of his job function. So if CIS comes to know that somebody else, apart from one of the agents, which is Kiren, Nozipo, or Oki, had worked on your machine, if there's anything that does go wrong with the machine, they're not liable for that mistake. So he's not supposed to have touched your machine. That was supposed to be known to CIS to action. Alright, so he's done wrong there. He should have known better.
Okay, so I logged on, my emails were closed. Okay. He was sorting Remedy. At that time I needed to go down and move my vehicle urgently. Okay, he said he would sort it out. So I was unaware that this guy is going to do something stupid with my emails. I went down to remove my vehicle urgently. Okay, as a request, they were waiting to park there.
Sure.
So I went down and removed my vehicle. When I came up, I wasn't even aware that an email was sent. Until I was checking my sent items, I was just going through my mail to see what has gone, because I was sitting by Poop Island.
Okay,
and I saw my sent items, I saw the email there.
Okay,
and at that time I was down moving my vehicle.
So I did not send absence, basically.
Yes, in my absence,
the email was sent off from your mailbox.
Okay, and I wouldn't have left my PC unattended if I had no need to that. But he said he'll be working with Remedy, so I thought that he'll be sorting it out for me, not
messing around on your machine. Yeah. Look, as I said before, the guys sometimes they take the joking thing a bit too far. As in this case, it's sent off to distribution. This was picked up by the software that these guys are using, and as a result, it's created a problem more than what any of us anticipated. Because this guy's taking a hard line, we had to call you in for a sit down and to discuss the problem with you. Although you and I both know this was the first instance was a mistake, the second was just a joke. If this happens again, unfortunately, you will be faced with the first warning, because you have been advised of the seriousness of the offence. My advice to you: stay away from distribution lists, unless of course it's work related. If you're sending stuff to desktop first line, call desk, BCX help desk, any one of those addresses, please ensure it is ultimately your responsibility to ensure that it is work related. If it's not work related, then I'm sorry to say you're going to face disciplinary action, and the steps taken further from there is out of our control. It's going to be taken up with HR, and then there's going to be some problems. But so just to let you know where you sit at the moment, this is sort of almost a verbal warning. Next step will be a disciplinary hearing and a written warning, and then we'll take it from there. Alright, look, I know it's you're going to feel a bit negative towards the guys out there now because of what has happened.
No, definitely, I am feeling negative because it's not fair to me. Yesterday was a mistake, and the guys know that I was in trouble, and they all knew. They were having a good laugh about it, and they still go and do something this year.
I'm
new here. I'm still trying to adapt and adjust here. And it's not fair to me.
It's definitely not fair, and it puts you in a bad light. Although us as team leaders, we know you're capable, we know that it wasn't you. It easily can be misconstrued, and I understand your frustration. But what I'd like you to do is rise above the situation. I know it's a bit tough now, because these guys obviously put you in a negative light, but you've got the support of Christine, myself, Cohen, and I'll speak to Anwar when he gets in. We all understand where you're coming from, so don't worry about it. But what I'm saying is just be a little bit extra careful when you're sending off your stuff. Emails, try and keep it limited to just work-related issues. Anything else, get a Gmail account, get a webmail account, whatever the case is. Send off your jokes, fire that way to your friends. But as I say, if you unhappy about anything, or you're feeling it's a bit, you're finding the guys might be messing around with your machine or something, please bring it to our attention. We'll drive it from our side. From my side, it's pretty much all that I needed to state to you. Do you have any concerns or anything that you want to bring up, anything that you'd like to put forward?
Okay, all I want to put forward is that yesterday was a mistake, okay? With the first email.
Sure.
Okay, I'm still getting used to the email and the mailbox and the call list there. Okay, that was my mistake and I acknowledge it.
Sure.
But today I did not do that. I didn't even intend to send an email because I wasn't sitting there the whole day. I'm actually learning with Bobalan. Okay, so it's not my fault.
Sure.
And I don't take responsibility for today's action.
Okay. No, that's fine. What I'll do from our side is that, as I said, I've spoken to HR, but I will make note for you on the record for this, for the recording of this conversation, for this meeting that we're having. What I will also do is speak to Anwar, make him aware of what has happened, and we'll see what action we can take against somebody, the person that has used your machine in your absence. That shouldn't be happening. As far as possible, lock your machine when you're walking away from your desk. That's rule number one in this environment, because there's so many things that could go wrong. This is quite evident. We don't want to see a reoccurrence of this. I know it's your first couple of days here, and it's unfortunate this has happened, but you learn at some stage, you know. But as I say, you got the support of me and Christian, and we'll try our best to try and not let this happen again. But you got to drive it from your end. All right, that's it, Ameeth. Thanks, mate.